everyone, welcome to today's motovlog. My name is Marshall3498 and today's motovlog is going to be motorcycle related as it normally is on my channel. And that topic is, I'm going to do a comparison video because not that everybody really cares, but it's my thoughts and my opinion. And I'm going to compare, once again, the 3rd gen 2022 KLR and up against something that might be another alternative. I even considered it. I watched tons of videos on it and I made my mind up which one would work better for me, but I'm going to let you know what the comparison is right now. Comparison video is a newer gen like 2020 and up, especially the 2022 that they changed, Honda CB500X. And I know what you're saying. Hold on. No 21-inch front wheel. It's only 19. It's only on cast wheels. But hear me out. Hold on. If you're looking for something, I think that a bike that you know is going to spend 90% of its time off-road and the occasional little fire road for, say a mile or two, I think that's probably a pretty good choice. Especially if that's the only bike you have and you want something more road-based and not as agricultural as a KLR, and something that doesn't hardly vibrate, and something that is a little more new tech, we'll say, for lack of a better term. And the CB500X, especially the 2022s, they've got upside down show off front forks, dual front disc. Yes, they do have a 19 front and a 17 rear, so they are more road biased than a KLR is, and I get that. But if you're, like I said, especially if you don't have one bike, if you have one bike, and you want an adventure bike that really does some hardcore off-roading, more of a 50-50, think you might want to look at maybe a new or used Africa Twin. Used Africa Twin at decent prices from individuals, say $8,500 to $9,500. A CB500X before all the dealer prep stuff from a dealer, just the bike itself was like $7,300, $7,400. So by the time you add all that stuff on, dealer prep, taxes, blah blah blah, you're about the same amount of money, pretty close to it. Maybe by the time you add taxes and interest to both, considering we'll say they're both financed, probably the Africa Twin is probably still about $1,000 to $1,500 more. But I feel like if you're going to do more off-roading and that's your only bike, then that's probably a better option. Myself, I have my lovely my 2016 Yamaha FJR 1300. So to me, if I want to take a big road trip somewhere, I'm taking this. I don't care if I have the CB500X, Africa Twin, KLR, whatever. But this bike is amazing on road trips. I've put 20 miles on this bike on all back roads for the most part in like 6 or 7 hours, not taking very many breaks. Yeah, I was a little sore from stuck in the same position by the end of the day, a little bit, mainly my knees and my hips, just because of that kind of sport touring riding position. But was uncomfortable? Absolutely not. This bike is fantastic, especially on curvy roads like this. You open FJR up, good brakes, good feel, good motor. It's glorious. Really? What? Really? You had to ruin my good road, dude. Oh well, whatever. But like I said, I did consider and I did look at pretty hard, the pros and the cons of CB500X. What is this guy doing? He's gonna back up right there. Oh my god. People are so dumb. Why would you back up right there on the wrong side? I don't know. I'm not getting into it. Anyways, but the CB500X, if I was only wanting, like I said at the beginning of this video, a bike to do 95% of its time off-road and then run up a little gravel road for 2 miles to get back on the pavement, fine. But I want my adventure bike for me, for my taste, because what I want to do for it, I want a mid-Atlantic BDR, that type of bike. Something that's as good, almost as good off-road as it is on-road. And for me, sad to say, you know, Honda, I think, is missing out on not making their version of a Tenere, the Transalp, that I haven't even heard talks of yet, if they're even going to make it. But I think Honda is missing out by not making that bike yet for them. They're missing out, you know. Yes, I know there's other bikes that are as good, if not better, than the Tenere in that middleweight $10,000, you know, parallel twin 450-pound bike class. I understand that, but there's also, you know, I mean, you know, the KLR, for what it is, it's pretty hard to beat. In my opinion, the KLR is the most dual sportiest, if that's even a word, adventure bike out there. And for that mid-level, especially in the budget class, you know, we'll say, you know, $8,000 to $6,000 in that era. You know, and I rode the Tenere 700 at a Yamaha demo day. Unfortunately, I was not able to film that. And it's a good bike, and it's really good road manners, much more power than a KLR, yes. But I'm sorry to say it, I'm a huge Yamaha fan. Have been for a long time. But, you know, if I was like maybe 6'1", I would really look hard in trying to get a Tenere instead of a KLR. But the bike's just too big for me. It's too tall. It's a little bit too top heavy, even though it does only weigh 450. But, you know, it's like a 35-inch seat height. And the way it has you touching the ground, like, this was like the factory lowered one. Had a lowering link, had the front forks lowered, and had a lowering seat on it. And even at that, at like barely 34-inch seat height, I was almost on my tiptoes. And, you know, I've never ridden off-road before, so I need something that's a little easier for me to manage. KLR doesn't feel top heavy. I swear to me, I don't know what they've done with the new KLR with, you know, the weight distribution or whatever. But to me, it feels like, even though it's like 480, it feels like it weighs at least 50-60 pounds less than that to me. It really does. Like I said, I don't know what they've done to it to make it feel that light, but it is. And even in the stock setting, stock seat and all that stuff, the Venture model that I rode, I was on my balls and my feet plus some. Like I could almost touch in my heels if I really stretched. And, you know, yes, I'm a seasoned rider and I've been riding for 7 years, but, you know, I'm not new to off-road. So when I get on a road where the road's a little bit canted and a little bit off level to one side, you know, I can put, you know, a lower seat on there and be flat-footed on that bike and be golden. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, I went over all this in my head and watched countless hours and listened to at work, YouTube just with an earbud, with not watching a phone. Went in my head, and that's what I'm gonna get. I've already been to a dealer, looked at them, looked it over, all that stuff, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna go with that for my choice. KLR, it's a hard bike to beat for what I want it for. As a second bike, to want to be able to go off-road and stuff with it, do a lot of off-road stuff. Yes, I know the KLR's not perfect, and there's still the doohickey and the thermal bob, but all that stuff can be fixed with not that much effort or money. So on that, guys, thanks for watching today's motovlog. Hope you found it some interest for you. If you did, please leave a comment down below, and like, share, and subscribe if you've never done so. I'll upload once a week normally, at least try to. So on that, guys, ride safe and have fun. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.